Welcome back. As mentioned at the end of the previous video, for this video we will be working on the opposite end of the noise, the exhaust. So I managed to find a very cheap 2.5-inch stainless steel set, Catback, so that means the middle portion and the rear box. It's really cheap, weirdly cheap even. The quality seems good enough, so let's take a look and hopefully you can fit it on the car. So here's the Backbox. It's a very big muffler. The welds seem good to me. I don't know anything about welding, so I could be absolutely wrong. The style and shape of it is very much like the factory type. This is actually not really my favorite design. I much prefer what people call the Jap style. I will put a picture up somewhere on the screen. And that will be also something that I will eventually get. I actually mainly bought this for the center section, as that is seemingly a bit difficult to find in 2.5-inch for the facelift model. So let's take a look at that. Here is the center section, also with some sort of resonator or muffler in there, much like the factory piece. It also looks pretty good, so I hope it all fits. Yeah, let's take the old stuff off. Hopefully that'll be hassle-free. So, as you may have noticed in the sway bar video, I have previously already removed the back box, so I know this comes off. Unfortunately, I didn't get any new hardware with the new exhaust, and I didn't buy any, so I will reuse what I have for now, and hopefully that will not bite me in the ass. Now, with the bolts removed, it is only held on by I think 3 rubbers. This is easily the best tool ever to get them undone. So let's drop it, and then we need to remove some bracing for the center portion. Now, as far as I remember, there's one rubber over here in the back, one right here, and another one back there. That's one. And that's two. Number 3. It's nice to see that my solution for the sway bar is still perfectly fine, and everything else looks pretty okay over here as well. Oh, that's nice. To drop the center section, I need to remove this rear bracing. It looks like this piece got caught on some speed bump or something, probably. Well, maybe I can bend it back for now. I do have some new pieces that still need to be sandblasted, and I would like to get them powder coated. Back on the frame rail install video, I pointed at some gaps which you can see over there, and thinking that they or the indented shape was original. And yeah, there's supposed to be more bracing as well as further down there. So yeah, I picked up those pieces, so at some point I will definitely put them on there. And it looks like you can see it from here as well. For some reason there's a gearbox bulb missing, and I will also reinstall that, as I did get one. Yeah, let's remove the bracing. Bracing removed. I've already undone the nuts at the cat. Thankfully they came off with 0 effort. So should be just one rubber hanger, and that should be enough to drop it. So, mid-pipe dropped. Last thing left is the O2 sensor. These can notoriously really get stuck. So, let's see if this comes out okay or not. For that, we have this special socket that can slide over without destroying the wiring. So let's give it a shot. Well, I accidentally forgot to start the recording, but I got it out real nice with the impact. So, maybe you should have done this while the pipe was still connected, but this works too. So here's a comparison of the midsection. It is very similar. Just the pipe is obviously bigger. The factory one is almost 5.5. I think it's like 2.25 inch, and this one almost 6.5. So it's 2.5. Should theoretically provide more flow. As for the rear portion, very similar size, so I don't expect any more volume in terms of noise. But again, the pipe is 2.5 inch and the tip is a lot bigger and shiny. It does appear to be dented. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that. Probably not. Doesn't really matter. As I said, this is not permanent, and even with a dent it still looks better than that, so yeah. I also got a set of replacement hangers made out of polyurethane. Some of the old rubbers are pretty tired, so this is a nice way to ensure it doesn't start sagging and potentially hitting stuff. So yeah. Put the new hangers on before I put the actual exhaust back. Let's do what always needs doing and run the car without any exhaust. The neighbors will probably hate me, but I will make it short. I was not able to do this when I did the exhaust on the Leon, so I really want to give it a try. It'll probably sound like shit, and the microphone will probably clip, but let's give it a go anyway. That actually sounded surprisingly good. Very loud though. So let's put on the exhaust. Peeled off old gasket. Thankfully they supplied new ones, so can put the center piece back on. Sorry, cutting quite a bit ahead, but it seemed the studs on the cat are ever so slightly bent outwards, and I couldn't fit either the gasket or the mid-pipe on that. I tried a bunch of stuff like bending the studs back in. It didn't work, so I ended up grinding out the holes on the mid-pipe, and well, as you can see, now it fits. The Backbox is also on. It does not align super great with the mid-pipe, but I guess it'll work. Unfortunately, one of the old bolts is too short, so I will definitely need to replace this ASAP. And the tailpipe doesn't really align with the gap in the bumper properly. Well, whatever. I will say again, this is temporary, so yeah, it does not really matter. It does look a lot better than the original one, that's for sure. So now I need to wipe down all the pieces so I don't burn in fingerprints and other nonsense. Okay, good deal later since the last clip. Unfortunately, it seems the 2.5 inch size is causing it to hit some other part of the car somewhere. I don't know if the mic will pick that up, but there is not a whole lot of movement in the exhaust, but enough especially when it is warmed up, so the metal expands for it to rattle, and the rattle is strong enough that it becomes embarrassing. So obviously this needs to be fixed. I unfortunately don't see any other way than finding where it is touching and grinding away some of the metal. Yeah. I also got some stainless steel bolts to replace the old bullshit I had to put in. So let's remove some stuff, find out where it's hitting, and get to work. Okay, seems this area right here is the culprit, as can hopefully be seen right there. So we'll grind away a bit on the subframe. Not really something I want, but a very small amount should be okay, I hope. So I cleanse this area and protect it with some paint. Also this edge over here. Now it allows for a bunch of movement without issue. So I think this should be fine. Can put the bracing back on, and that should be it. Okay, that includes the exhaust install, at least for now. This was one of the very rare cases where the replacement actually took much more effort than the removal. Normally it's always the other way around. I didn't really enjoy having to clearance the subframe for the exhaust pipe. I don't know if this would have been different if I took another brand of Midpipe. Whatever, doesn't matter. The Rattle is 90% gone. There's only a little bit left if I make a sharp right-handed turn. I will check this again once the rest of the exhaust changes for all the turbo stuff. For now it's fine. Yeah, the I guess sound is a little bit disappointing. Like it's basically the same volume as the original stuff. Based on the size of all the mufflers and stuff, I guess it's to be expected. I will repeat, at least the rear portion is not staying, so this doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's it for now. Join me again next video where I don't know, we'll install some other stuff. See you there.